Happy Tuesday, honey. Welcome to the Fuck It Up Comedy Club podcast. I'm your host, Kima Bob, and you are now tuned in to an unapologetic celebration of comedians of color who are not cis men. Now you're saying, okay, but what is that? I'll tell you. It's an opportunity to hear dope stand-up from lovely comedians and get to know them a little better. On today's episode, we have stand-up from Athena Kugblenu, Katie Green, and Shivani Dave. So excited to have them. Now, this episode was recorded before the U.S. Supreme Court decision to reverse Roe versus Wade, so there's a little bit of chat about that. But since this is a celebration, I asked the gang to each share a moment where they felt fucking incredible.
I recently started having a crush on someone, and woo indeed. And I have managed to not imagine our entire future. And if you know me, you know that that's taken some effort. And quite frankly, I think that it's fucking incredible. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
In lockdown, I waxed my own puss, and I know. The first strip, I was like, I really thought it was going to be the first vagina lost to COVID-19. But after, it felt empowering, so I felt fucking incredible, okay?
Wow, so proud of you. So brave, so strong.
I'll do one, right?
Okay,
oh,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
you thought
you go.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So gracious. This would never happen. Like all dudes come. No, you go.
After you.
I wanted to give you thinking time. Now I feel terrible.
After you.
Okay, so super quick. So when I first got pregnant, you might think, oh my God, because there's a surprise baby, and most people would be like, how do you pay for it? You know, where do you live? I was like, I don't know how to do hair. And I have learned how to cane-row. And the first time I got them cane-rows straight in my daughter's hair, I felt fucking incredible, man. I was like, you're going to go to school and people are going to know that mother knows how to do hair. Because there's nothing worse than being a black child with shit hair and and everyone goes, that your mum can't do hair, can she?
Oh my God.
So it felt great.
You unlocked another level.
Absolutely, yeah.
Incredible.
On Friday, I somehow managed to blag my way onto the nominee list for the British LGBT Awards.
Incredible.
I was up in a category against Rylan. He does not represent me.
He represents me. No.
Rylan, Alan Carr, Joe Lycer, amazing, hilarious.
What was the category? White gay?
It's funny you should say that. I was the only person not a cis man on the panel or on the nomination list, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So I managed to somehow find my way there, which was great. And people had no idea who I was.
Yes.
But I had the VIP wristband because I was just as important as them.
Yes.
And so Shirley with the great rack from Strictly.
I don't know who that is.
Shirley from Strictly. The judge.
Are they always the same judges?
Yeah, on Strictly Come Dancing.
I'm so sorry.
Football,
I wish we had...
Strictly. Have you even been in this country? Like, what the fuck? Where's immigration, man? She ain't been paying attention.
Hold up, I got Priti Patel's number. She's part of the community.
You're supposed to integrate. My gosh.
Please don't tell the Home Office. Please don't tell the Home Office about my crimes.
I bet you don't even like gravy, do you? Fucking hell, man.
On what?
Did you not have fish and chips for dinner on Friday night?
Every Friday night?
Good.
Is that what we do in this nation?
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many rules.
Saturday night, it's curry.
Oh my gosh. This is heavy. This is a burden.
Yeah, it was just good. It was good fun. I had lots of famous people, very, very famous people coming up to me, talking to me as though I was also a famous person.
Yes.
I just went with it. I made up shit. I was like, actually, I am the first non-binary person to have gone to space. And they were like, wow. It was fucking incredible.
darling. I'm so glad to be here with you. This platform means so much to me. If you don't know what the Films of Color Comedy Club is, if you don't know what Fuck It Up Comedy Club is, it is simply a platform that centers and celebrates comedians of color who are not cis men. Yeah. It's beautiful, it's elegant, it's simple, it's meaningful, it's impactful. Some would say we're changing the world, and by some, I mean me. I'm so glad to be here with you guys. I'm your host, Kima Bob, from America. It's a piece of shit, we all know. It's so bad, isn't it? Oh my God, it's so bad. My period came today, and I was just like, amen. And woo, yes. It's so great. And do you know what's crazy about it? Even though I haven't boned a sperm carrier in the past month or so, every time that it comes, it's just the leftover Texas PTSD in me. I'm just like, woo, again. We did it. We survived. It's absolutely incredible. And I always just feel like the last period was like a false alarm from the time that I fucked a sperm person 6 months ago. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, that one was a lie, but this one, probably real. But just to be sure, we're going to wait for it to come next month. It's absolutely wild, man. There's I've not had an abortion, but I've been in the position to need one. Do you know what I mean? Pregnancy scares are not a joke, man. And I'm always pregnancy scared. All the time. I'm just like, there's no way that didn't take. I don't know. It's wild. I feel like nothing brings you more clarity that someone that you fucked is an asshole than the possibility of being impregnated by them. Do you know what I mean? I had that in college. I remember, because I wasn't doing two things that are important when you're trying to keep an eye on fertility and whatnot. One, I wasn't tracking my period at all. Shout out to apps and whatnot. And two, I wasn't wrapping it the fuck up. Just meat to meat. Meat to meat, left and right, meat to meat. It's a miracle I'm still standing. It was a wild time, and I remember I had sex with this boy, and I was enamored by him. He was 6'9", personality irrelevant. Just tall. So happy about tall, handsome, gray. I was on board. And it wasn't until I was like, where's my period? That it occurred to me that not only was he an asshole, but you don't really want to grow something 6'9" inside you. No thank you. Please, not for me. Oh my gosh, it's absolutely wild. And to think that the American government is thinking about stepping back at reproductive rights outside of just your right to terminate a pregnancy, but also contraception. They're also talking about fucking with people of the same sex being able to bone and get married. Chill out. Mind your business. God. They don't want anyone to have fun and be happy. It's so fucked up. And it's weird because it feels like a weird catch-22 when you have a uterus and whatnot, you know? If you don't want to get pregnant, have birth control. But birth control can make you fucking insane. A little nod of recognition. It's wild. I had been on this quite a long mental health journey trying to figure out what was going on up here. And I clocked after a while that while over the past 10 years or so, I haven't been pregnant, I have been crazy. So much. And so I was like, hold on a second, maybe there's something in this hormonal birth control that's not the best thing for me. And I had an IUD at the time. So fun. Right? The whole process of an IUD, the glamour of it. You go into the gyno, and then they put you on the strips and whatnot, and they were like, this is gonna pinch a little bit. We're gonna insert the device, it's gonna pinch a little bit. Does it pinch a little bit? No! It's insane. It feels like someone is putting you on a kebab skewer. They're just pow! Just a sharp stab to the cervix. It's insane. And the removal is just as fun. And what was mad to me this isn't even a joke. I was in the stirrups and stuff, and the nurse reassured me. She was like, hey, don't worry. This thing, we're going to put it up there. We're going to put it so far up there, your partner won't be able to feel it. First of all, who cares? The fuck? Second of all, not true. Not true. God, absolute insanity. So I had it removed, and it just, she yanked it out, and a bit of my soul went with it. And then she looked me in the eyes, and she was like, I don't know why you've had this removed today, but I just need you to be very careful out there, okay? Because you are extremely fertile. It was terrifying. It was the most terrifying thing that anyone has ever said to me. Do you hear me? It felt, oh my God. She said it to me like my baby was her worst fear. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, bitch, my baby is my worst fear. You gotta get your own fear. Enough about me and my uterus. Gang, I have an incredible show for you today. So the first comic I'm going to bring to the stage is so great. I feel like there should be other adjectives, and maybe I'll get a thesaurus when I hop off and look up more words for great. But she's absolutely incredible, and I'm excited for you all to meet her, to see her again, to become absolute fans, to follow her online, but not home. Would you mind starting the applause there? And spread it around as we welcome to the stage the incredible Katie Green!
How we doing, guys? Good? I am part Latina. Any Latinos in? One. Fucking. You were like, "Siu!" A lot of people ask me what to say Latina so strongly, and it's because this is my skin tone, and my name is Katie Green, okay? And if I say to you, hi, my name's Katie, and I'm a Latina, it sounds like I'm telling you what I was for Halloween, okay? Doesn't work. My grandma's from El Salvador. She's in her 80s, but she's very trendy. The other day, she called me and she was like, hija, have you heard about this new Latina singer, Cardi B? I was like, Grandma, how do you know who Cardi B is? And she was like, I know things. Oh, why are you 80 and cooler than me? It's just not fair, right? She really wanted to go to the Bad Bunny concert with me. If you don't know who Bad Bunny is, he's a Latino trap artist, which means he raps about very important things like bitches and money. And my grandma's like, let's go. But I'm like, Grandma, you need to listen to some lyrics before we actually go to the concert, right? And he has one verse. Basically, he says he likes Puerto Rican women, he likes Cuban women, he likes Colombian women's accents, and he likes the way Venezuelan women fuck. And my grandmother was like, hija, this is a horrible song. He doesn't say anything about the Salvadoreñas. And I'm like, I know, Grandma, that is exactly why it's so disrespectful. Because we want to be fucked too. God, where's our shout out? I moved here recently. I used to live in LA. I used to love living in LA because I used to drive and I used to have road rage and I used to love honking at people. But then I moved over here and I started cycling and I still have road rage, okay? But ding ding is not as effective, you know? But I'll get really mad when I'm cycling. The other day I'm cycling, doing my thing, and this car behind me kept on honking at me and started yelling at me, and I was like, what the fuck? So when he slowed down, I cycled over to the driver's window and I said, fuck you, you fucking asshole. And at that moment, I remembered you guys drive on the other side. So I actually yelled that to the passenger, who was a child, okay? But I committed. I said, tell your dad he's a fucking asshole. And that was the last time I ever cycled on the M25, okay? Never again. Moved here recently. I've been doing a lot of crying lately. Anyone else been crying? Yeah. Ladies! Woo! I love that. What a vibe. That's I love it. I cry a lot. My favorite place to cry is the tube. Because nobody looks at you, and it's just so nice. You know? I was crying on my way here, and I saw this girl move her mask over her eyes. Just to avoid looking at me. And I'm like, thank you for the respect, you know? Usually nobody talks to you when you're crying on public transport, right? But one time I was crying and this girl come up to me And she was like, I just want to say he's not worth it. And I was like, okay, my dad just died. But you're right, fuck him, okay? He's not worth it. He's not worth it. I was crying over a guy, I just didn't want to let her know, okay? Just didn't want to give her that satisfaction. I was dating a British guy, and it's difficult when you're dating a British guy because, I was I was just so close to getting a visa, and it's also like, he wasn't technically my boyfriend, okay? I'll be honest. He wasn't technically my boyfriend, but he felt like he's my boyfriend. And it's hard because I'm part Latina, okay? So I'm naturally very possessive. But I'm also part European, so I do have that tendency to claim things that were never really mine in the first place. Really conflicting. I'm also a jealous person, very jealous. And he asked me, that was one of the first questions he asked me. He's like, would you consider yourself a jealous person? And I didn't want to admit it, right? So I said, I want to say that I'm jealous. I'd say that I'm suspicious. I'd say I'm distrustful. In Spanish, the word is celosa, and it translates into a valid feeling for a woman to have when Bianca keeps commenting on your fucking pictures, okay? It's valid. He had a foot fetish, and it's hard because I'm jealous, right? So when he first told me, my first thought was, a lot of women have feet. Most women have feet. You know how hard that was for me? He'd be like, let's go swimming. I'm like, absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not. So you can look at other bitches' toes? No. People would come over for meals and they'd be like, shoes off. I'd be like, please keep them on, okay? Don't excite him. Wasn't always great, though. I think we ended things. And I think the hardest thing about going through a breakup in this country is that I had to get British advice, okay? And I'll be honest with you guys, it's just a bit too non-confrontational for me. Okay, like I said, I'm Latina, okay? Advice when I went through a breakup at home, it was like, we're gonna get the machete. We're gonna go through his house, we're gonna slash all of his tires, and then we're gonna wait in the window, and I was like, whoa, grandma, chill out, okay? Just say, listening to Cardi B, it's not that serious. But I have a friend out here, and her advice, she was like, Katie, all you have to do, okay, all you have to do is write him a letter. That's it, okay? And remember, the letter's for you, not for him, okay? Okay? And you're gonna write all your feelings in the letter, okay? Everything you wanna say to him, and then you're gonna fold it up and just put it in the bin. I was like, that's horrible advice. And she's like, I'm so sorry, put it in the recycling. Crazy bitch, crazy. It wasn't always perfect with him, though. Like, we weren't compatible in a lot of ways. Like, we weren't, like, okay, when it came to foreplay and stuff, we weren't on the same page. Like, when it comes to, like, head and stuff, I'm very giving, okay? This is not an advert. I'm just letting you know, okay? Just, hey, okay. I am very giving, though. My only thing with that, I just wish that when you were down there was a little timer right next to it that told me how much longer I had left, okay? You know, because, like, I don't mind showing up for work. I just like knowing when I'm going to clock out, you know? Like, when's it going to be done? He didn't reciprocate well. Like, his foreplay was very, very, very bad. Like, just so minimal. Like, when we were in bed, it kind of felt like we were reenacting Oliver Twist, because I would just be like, please, sir, may I have some more? And he'd just be like, more? You want more? Horrible. Favorite position was doggy style. And I actually read in an article, it said that men who prefer doggy style typically prefer it because it's the least intimate position because you don't have to make eye contact. I read this and I was very upset. Because I'm like, what the fuck? I've been doing doggy style this whole time. Like, this just pissed me off. So I was like, I'm never gonna do doggy style again. I made my own variation. I called it excited doggy. I made eye contact every time, okay. He never came again, but not my problem. Sort yourself out. No, he was also a funny guy. And I think that a lot of girls think they want a funny guy, but you don't, okay? Letting you know right now, you don't want a funny guy. You know why? Because funny doesn't make you come. Okay? Absolutely does not. Like, he would go down there, he'd tap on the pussy a few times, and he'd be like, is this thing on? It wasn't. Okay. I'm trying to figure out things about what I like. I'm trying to date. I'm trying to dating apps. Like, my favorite dating app is Spare Room. It's the most effective. But I'm trying to figure out, and I have this theory that the more talented somebody is, the less likely they are to be loyal. And I think this because I actually slept with a professional athlete, and there's no punchline there. I just like telling as many people as I can, okay? I just love telling people, this pussy's gone pro, okay? All right, guys, I've been Katie. Thank you so much for having me. Get up for your amazing host, Kima.
Another round of applause for Katie Green! So good. Oh, the next act that we're going to bring to the stage, incredible. Okay? I don't know why I tried to say that with an accent. Maybe to let you know that, hey, I'm just like you. I say incredible too. I know we all say incredible like that. And I just want you to know. The next act I'm going to bring on, journalist, presenter, ex-physicist, no idea what that means, and also stand-up comedian. So please whoop and cheer and clap and stomp as we welcome to the stage Shivani Devi!
Hello. Hi, I'm Shivani Dave. Thank you for coming out. Sunday night. Sunday's the new Saturday. Yeah. I like to tell people my name many times because it's spelt Dave. And the amount of emails I've got to Dave Shivani pisses me off. So it's Shivani Dave, spelt D-A-V-E, pronounced Dave. Do you want to give it a go? Yeah, nice, Dave. Thank you very much. I'm also non-binary, which can also confuse some people because I dress like a teenage boy, but I've got the tits of Sofia Vergara. It's Pride Month. Any LGBTs in the house? Nice. It's 50 years of Pride in the UK, which is incredible. Are we rolling with any allies? Any allies in the house? Slightly muted from the allies. It's okay, we like you as well, you know? Some of my best friends are allies. Some allies are really good people. But the bar for allies is really quite low, right? The bar for an ally is basically on the floor. You don't hate us? Great. You don't want to hate crime me? Amazing, you're one of the gang. And that's what I really find annoying. The fact that when people think that allies is part of the LGBTQ plus community, the plus apparently includes allies. No, it doesn't. I also get annoyed when people say that they are LGBTQ plus, because no one is really LGBTQ plus. How are you all of these things, you know? How are you... Wait, hold on. I have come out as all of those things. I have. I first came out as bisexual, then I realised that being bisexual meant that it was a choice for me to date men, and I chose to not date men. So I came out as a lesbian. Didn't really vibe with that word, seemed a little bit not right for me. Came out as gay, came out as non-binary. That was the T. And now I'm queer, and I'm here. Yes! It's a weird thing when people say they're LGBTQ+, they aren't. And when you are part of the alphabet mafia, people expect you to represent the alphabet mafia. It's like that with any minority group, though. They love to put us all in a box. If you want to say that I'm brown, say I'm brown. Don't call me BAME. It's not a thing. So I've come out as all these things. I've come out as LGBT and Q, waiting for the plus. And I love coming out. I came out as non-binary during the pandemic. So I found it a very productive time to really scrutinize my gender, get very anxious about things, experience a lot of depression, and realize that it was all linked to the same thing. And so I came out during the pandemic, and it gave me a great opportunity as well to really put some time and effort into my long-distance relationships. So I did that, as any loving AFAB person would do. And I got into a pretty serious relationship with a very nice girl. And it's quite serious. We're still together. And thank you. The bar is also on the floor. I got into a relationship with her, and it's quite serious. And I thought, maybe it's time I tell my grandma. Maybe it's time I come out to my grandma. And she's this South Indian woman from, she migrated from India to Kenya to the UK, doesn't speak English that well. I didn't want to, overwhelm her. I didn't want to intimidate her. She's not on Instagram, so she hasn't seen that I'm fucking gay. She's also blind, so even if she was on Instagram, she wouldn't have seen it. I went round to dinner at her house. She made my favourite food, which was great. It's always lovely. She had no idea what was going to hit her. But she's always had this image of me getting married and having children, and she likes to tell me that when she was my age, she was married, she had 2 children, doesn't care for the fact that I'm unmarried and have 2 degrees, but whatever. So I came out to her, brought my girlfriend round, and I thought, what's the best way to do this? How am I going to do this? Because my girlfriend's got short hair, so she could maybe pass. My grandma is blind. Her voice gives it away a little bit. So I thought the way I'm going to appease her is my grandma's constantly hoping that I retrain as a doctor, lawyer, or accountant. So I'm going to say, hi, Grandma. This is Ellie. She's a lawyer and my girlfriend. It fucking worked. It's great, though. It's great because she loves my girlfriend. She loves Ellie so much. She kind of loves her more than me, which is worrying because whenever I call her and I try and do the due diligence of calling her once a week, and she always says, how's Ellie? What's she up to? Is she having a good time at work? What's going on? God's sake, ask a question about me. I want the attention. That's why I've come out so many times. Coming out as non-binary was different. Lots of things changed. I told my doctor, I told my GP, and they've been really good about it. So my letters don't say miss, they don't call me lady, they don't do any of that horrible gendered stuff that I hate. They sent me a letter, they invited me, actually, to an event that they only host once every 5 years. They invited me to a smear test. I thought, I'd RSVP, yes. Apparently they're very important. They are still very, very gendered, though. And it's awkward. Someone's all up in your business. So I thought, I'll try and make a nice experience of it. So I did a bit of gardening and tried to make it as pleasant for me and for the other person as possible. If someone's up there, it's kind of like, it's got to be a bit mutual, right? You got to have a bit of give and take. So I was trying to make it nice for the nurse. And the nurse is down there. She's great, by the way. No misgendering, none of that awkward stuff. The awkward thing is, though, is there's a woman, probably mid-50s, always mid-50s, in fact, who goes down on you and is looking into your third eye, but also likes to make small talk. So I'm there, I'm thinking, yes, I've done my gardening, it's looking good, she's going to have a great experience, I'm going to lie back and think of the Queen. But she's making small talk. She's seeing that I'm trimmed, she's thinking, oh, this looks 10 out of 10, so got any nice holiday plans? Bitch, I'm not at the hairdresser. Thank you very much.
For Shivani Davine! Oh, that reminds me so much of my first girlfriend. Oh, the way that my first girlfriend hit on me was, so good. One for the books. It was a New Year's party. We were all fucked up in different ways. She walked up to me, gorgeous. I already thought she was gorgeous. She walked up to me and she goes, hey, I think you're beautiful. And I was wondering, are you interested in women? And on the outside, I was like, yeah. But on the inside, I was like, yes, yeah. We grew up in Texas. We went to a private Christian university. They tried to hold us down. But we back, baby. We here, and we are in the game. It's absolute madness. Was it a healthy relationship? No. No, but it was fun. while it lasted. Okay, I have one more incredible comedian for you before we get to the shot, okay? There's some people that they're like smart on stage, but they're a bit wanky, and it's like, we get it, you want to impress your dad. Do you know what I mean? This comic manages to be intelligent, but also like charismatic and cool, and there's just no one like her that I know. I'm obsessed at this point holding her face because I'm sorry, I just want to embarrass all my friends. Yeah, absolutely love her. So please welcome her to the stage with all of the that's in you. Now, your hands were forged, okay, in the fire of the cosmos. The heat of the sun itself forged your gorgeous hands. And you could do anything. You could hold stuff. You could put the stuff you're holding down. You could do anything with those two. And right now, what you're gonna use them for? You got this. You got this in the bag. You're just gonna slap them together a little bit. Let's go. Yeah. Let's pass them around. Great job. As we welcome to the stage, Athena Kugblenu.
What's happening, guys? We good? Let me tell you something about Kima. She's been trying to get into my knickers. She reminded me of something, and this is kind of true. So I'm not gay, but for my whole life, you know, women have always asked me if I was gay and tried it on or whatever, and I hate disappointing, you know, people who are attracted to me. I hate it, but I've always had to, and it's kind of sad that sexuality is not a choice, because if I had the choice, I probably would choose. Well, if I had the choice, I mean, who would choose to be attracted to men? Who would choose this? Have you seen their feet? Oh my gosh. My God, I love Lord of the Rings, I love the books, I love the movies. Watch Lord of the Rings again, all right? Check out the Hobbits and check... Their feet, yeah? That's not CGI. That's how they save the money. They're like, yeah, we'll film this. We don't need green screen for this. That's... nasty. People don't admit to two things. The first thing they don't admit to, and we all know this is true, no one admits to a fart. All right. Like, in my first pregnancy, second pregnancy, I was very windy. Windy. I'd be in a house, there'd be 3 people in this house, me, my first child, my partner. I was just permanently pointing at the child. I was like, it's her, it wasn't her. I was farting my ass off, right? That's just how I had a windy pregnancy. Peppermint tea, ladies, if you get windy. It really does work. The second thing no one admits to doing is voting Conservative. Think about it. No one admits to voting Conservative, but someone's fucking doing it. Right? Someone's doing it. I know who's doing it. Old African parents. Exactly. Old African parents are voting Conservative. Let me tell you something and think about this. If you're black and brown and you've got parents, you know we come from conservative countries. We do. The countries our parents come from and their grandparents come from are conservative. African parents don't like paying tax. We hate paying tax just as much as Jeff Bezos and all them lots. The thing is, it's true. We don't like paying tax. Okay, that's why we like starting businesses. Oh, they're so entrepreneurial. No, we want to evade tax. What are you talking about? But when our parents came here and they set foot in this country, and the kind of people who agreed with them on like not paying taxes to the government, those are the same kind of people who weren't very nice to them, you know. So then it became a choice between paying tax or being attacked. We'll just vote Labour for a little while. We'll be socialists. But my dad is from Ghana. It's a very socially conservative country. When I went there with my partner, but when I went there... When I went there with my partner and our first daughter, we weren't married. We're still not married. We're not married. And we went there, and no one could deal with the fact that I had a child with someone who I wasn't married to. My friends, my family, people who were meeting for the first time, they'd be like, "Oh, you're his wife, he's your husband, and that's your child." I'd be like, no, we're not married. They'd be like, "Sure, you're his wife, he's your husband, And I had to explain to them, no, like, your eggs don't really care. They'll take any old sperm. They don't ask if they put a ring on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, so to write that down, ladies. They don't have to, you can get knocked up by guys you don't even like. Let alone guys you're not married to. They couldn't deal with it. After a while, it was quite a long holiday. We were there for 3 weeks. After a while, I just got so fed up. I was like, yes, fine, we're married. We're not married, like I've said, but I thought we might as well be married like we own a rake. It's a big commitment, guys. Anyone in a relationship right now, think about the kind of things you own with your partner. You might own a plasma screen TV together. Fair enough. You might have bought a cushion in home base. A rake? That's a long-term investment. I couldn't leave this man even if I wanted to, man. Like, we share car insurance, so far too much admin. Not leaving him. No claims bonus. We've got a very nice existence, very middle-class existence. We've got conservatory. Thank you very much. Give me a cheer if you've got conservatory. Was that an aspirational cheer? You got conservatory, that's right. Put it. Oh, you shake it. They're shaking their head. They got no conservatory. For real, man, none of your conservatories. Nah, Kima, I thought we had a middle-class audience. No, I'm walking off stage. I only perform to people who shop at Lidl ironically. What the hell is this? I got some Lidl weekly shoppers here. Cut price supermarkets are a funny thing. I love it when some posh person goes to Lidl or one of them ones. What's Netto? You guys know Netto? Yeah. You know about Netto, innit? You're in the proper ghetto if there's a Netto. My gosh, I love it when posh people go to these places and they pick up peanut butter and then they write a 500-word Guardian article because it tastes just the same as the Waitrose brand. And you're right, it does taste just the same as the Waitrose brand because it's fucking peanut butter. It's made out of peanuts. Middle-class people make me laugh. But the thing about middle-class people is that they're not the people who are supposed to help us. The thing now is that we need the help of the white working class. By we, I mean black people and people of colour. We need white working class people to be our allies in the struggle for racial equality. What do you think about that? You know what I think? Can we have Nigella? Just feel like working class people, if you're white, you're lovely, but I'd prefer Nigella. Nigella Lawson is iconic. Nigella Lawson invented the pizza. Do you know what a pizza is? It's a pizza, but instead of a dough base, it's got a base of beef mince. And because Nigella Lawson invented it, it's fucking delicious. A genius! You're a genius, Nigella. You took out the bread and you put mince underneath it. Fucking hell, Nigella. God damn. No wonder you've got a kitchen island and I don't. Amazing. That's what it gets you. If Sheila from the Leisure Centre goes on Come Dine With Me and serves up a pizza, can you imagine? The taxi ride on the way home. 1, 1, 1. Give me that 0 from the 10. 0. There'll be slack. Channel 4 wouldn't even broadcast it. We can't put this out. Like, the Italians will be up in arms. They'll invade us and NATO will go, yes, we're joining in on this one. You took a pizza, which is perfect. Pizzas are perfect. Everyone loves pizza. If you know someone who doesn't like pizza, I'm telling you right now, you know someone who is part of the lizard people. Call David Icke right now. You don't like pizzas, you're not of this earth, mate. You took a perfect dish. Something you can pick up and hold. And you put the bit you pick up and hold. You took the bit you pick up and hold and you made it beef. Imagine Deliveroo bringing you a pizza, turn up looking like dog food. What I'm saying is if you don't have the clout to make people want to eat a pizza, it's on BBC Good Food, guys. Come on. She was on BBC Two with that shit. If you don't have the clout to get people to eat your pizza, how the hell are you going to have the clout to fix the Metropolitan Police? Peace, thank you. Thanks.
Another round of applause for Athena Kugblenu! The absolute queen of pizza.
Hey, it's me, Kima B, letting you know that if you like listening to us fuck it up in your house, if you like listening to us fuck it up in your car or on your train, you will absolutely love being in the room where it happens. We usually record our episodes in London in front of a live audience, and let me tell you, it's one of the most beautiful audiences I've ever seen, and I would love for you to join us. For more info, check out Fuck It Up Comedy on Insta or Twitter, or go to fuckitupcomedy.com.
Please help me welcome back to the stage all the incredible acts you've seen tonight. Katie Green, Shivani Davi, and Athena Kugblenu. So great. It's a parade of hilarious people. It's a parade of funny humans, and they're walking to the stage and they're sitting in some chairs. Yes, let's keep that in. Gang, thank you for your comedy silence. Thank you for being here today.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Look at us on stage, just talking in front of people the way that we do all the time. So normal. Very normal thing to do. I want to ask you all a question, and this is kind of, you're going to have to dig. What song are you currently listening to that's giving you life?
I'll start. Kendrick Lamar, Die Hard. Yeah.
I haven't heard this. I haven't listened to his new stuff.
It's a banger. Like, it's
Is
nice.
it?
There are problems with his album for sure, but what I like about him is the way he can express what he's going through in a way that makes you have just extreme, like, radical empathy.
Yes.
You know, there's something about how articulate he is, and also about just his musicality, like this just extreme articulateness. It's quite funny that I had to make up a word to describe someone who's articulate against just phenomenal kind of like musicality. I can't stop listening to Die Hard right now.
Yeah. How does it make you feel, the song? Like, are you like, yeah?
Like, I never want extreme success in my life. It makes me feel good about being a fader. Like, oh, I don't want to...
We're going deep. We're going deep.
Being famous sounds kind of problematic, Kendrick. You know, like, I don't think I want to be famous.
Oh, so is it like, I'm famous, it's hard, I'm rich, everybody wants my money?
It's about how fame has made him act like a terrible person. He talks about the things he did and all this stuff. And about, he's trying to make amends with his girlfriend, who's now his wife, who he didn't treat very well when he was on to come up.
Because he was too famous, and when you're famous, it's hard not to cheat.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm listening to Kendrick Lamar right now.
Yeah. It's always playing in my head, actually. As well, I think the best thing that's come out of me, like, doing TV, which is not being famous, is that my weed guy started coming on time. He used to be late, and then one day he showed up on time, and he was like, I saw you on that show, love. And I was like, oh, thank you, Brian. Yeah. No discount. No discount at all. Yeah, what about you? And you as a radio person, and sometimes you host, like, radio shows with music in them. So, like, I'm just saying, like, the bar
is high. But all I can think right now is I've been watching on loop Olivia Rodrigo bringing Lily Allen on stage at Glastonbury. Dedicating the performance to the arseholes in the Supreme Court.
Yeah, my favorite guys.
And
like, have you heard that thing that's like dream blunt rotation?
No.
Like, they're like, pick 4 people that you would love to just get high and chill with your dream blunt rotation. And mine would definitely have to be the conservatives on the Supreme Court. Nightmare blunt rotation. Those sounds lovely. Well, the thing is, if they're like, fuck you, but if they were to fuck them, they would really... Well, actually, they wouldn't need to strap up, because I feel like the conservatives on the Supreme Court would probably allow their own babies to be terminated, just not anyone else's.
Yeah.
Oh, it's tricky, that. Katie.
transition.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is why we're here as well, to get abortions. We're just like, bye, America. We fucking...
Yeah, 1,000%.
My on repeat is Envolver by Anita. I love Anita. She's Brazilian, but her Spanish songs, I'm vibing with it. I like too much.
Oh, so she's Brazilian, but she doesn't always perform in Portuguese.
No, so she's started her career in Portuguese, but then has moved over to Spanish and
Widen that market,
English as
baby.
well, to really just like capitalize the whole Latin American market. And like business model wise, it's great because like she taught herself English.
Oh my God, you love her.
I do love her. She's fucking great. She's fucking great. I do. And she has dances with every like song that she does, and it becomes like this whole thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I try.
What's the vibe of the song by Anita?
It's just like really sexual, and it's like there's a dance, and it's like you like just go onto the floor and just start gyrating your hips, and that's why my hips are actually not well right now. But
And it's called Volver.
Envolver.
Envolver.
Yeah. There's also
I'm
a remix.
sold.
Fun. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's very
Anita for the win.
It's cute.
God. We were talking earlier before the show. Sorry, guys, we had to. And everyone was all like, you guys were all like, oh, I play sports. And I respect that for you and your lifestyles. I have never really been a sporter, and I was just wondering if you guys could work together to explain football to me.
Okay. Ball and net. That's
Ball and
the
net.
goal. That's, I don't know.
Generally, people running
Yeah, you got to do
for
that.
a long time.
Oh, not everyone runs though. Some people just come on and they're just kind of like they've come on for vibes.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, not everyone runs, so you gotta keep an eye on those ones and just have a good
Except
go
the
at them.
goalkeeper and don't have to
Yeah,
run.
he doesn't run too much.
If you're the
They don't run,
goalkeeper, you just get hit with things.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you can just jump out the way.
Which
right.
Yeah.
that is an option, but is that bad?
Or it depends on how you're looking at it. It's bad for your team, but if you're making money from how you look, it's good for
your
you.
body.
Yeah, it's good for that bank balance.
I do notice that when I do see the football, a lot of the people playing hot.
Oh, what?
No,
What are you
not
watching?
a lot.
I don't watch it often.
Only, I don't think you're zooming in.
Okay.
I think so.
Maybe I'm confusing hot for rich.
Can I just
Yes.
can I just come in on
Yes.
this?
Yeah.
You need to get on women's football. Hot.
Hot,
Yeah.
but less rich.
Yeah.
They know.
But because of the patriarchy, less rich.
Less rich.
Yeah.
More hot.
So, ball and net, people, attractive, some of them not. 90 minutes?
Yeah, and the word wanker is.
Yeah.
Wanker!
You'll hear that a lot. At
Kind.
any level of the
Kind.
game, you'll hear the word wanker. It's a good footballing term. Referee's a wanker, goalie's a wanker.
Yeah.
that
Everyone's
guy's
a wanker.
Your mum's a wanker.
Yeah.
Right.
Wanker. Yeah.
Everyone's wanking.
Yeah.
I only know kind of two things about UK football. One is that I just found out I live too close to Arsenal Stadium.
Oh, I live near there.
Oh, nice
should
one.
go
We
for
might be
brunch.
neighbors.
Yeah.
We should walk by the stadium on game day and go, wanker! I think it'll be good. And that sounds safe. Just sounds safe.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the other thing I know is that was it Millwall or something? Racist.
Do you know what? I'm going to stick up for Millwall. They've got yes in the yes and no. Yes and no. And they've got a great ladies team, actually. So if you want to get into ladies football, Millwall is a good place to start.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll talk. It's not funny.
But Arsenal women's football, hot and not racist.
And close to my house.
Yeah.
And close to my
No,
house.
the patriarchy means that they have to actually train like super far up north. Like
Are you kidding?
they train in like Borehamwood. It's not a joke. It's just factual. The
That's
patriarchy
so bad. No, hey.
ruins everything.
Hey, don't feel any pressure to be funny. You gave these people your jokes. Katie, you're going up to the Fringe for the Pleasance Reserve.
I am.
So if you guys don't know, the Pleasance Reserve is like this yearly program, and like it's like hundreds of people audition, and they pick 4 people, and they go up to the Fringe and they perform like every night. Are you excited?
I'm very excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited.
I think it'll be. You're gonna fucking smash it. Based off of the evidence that we just seen, you're going to kill it.
I hope so. I mean, that'd be ideal.
Have you of all the possibilities, it would be nice to do. Have you been up to the Fringe before?
I've only been for like 2 days. So,
yeah, to like see shit and hang out.
Yeah, I'm most worried about living with comics. That's
oh my
worrisome.
God.
And then the drinking.
That's, oh, be concerned.
Oh yeah.
For any of you guys that may not know, Edinburgh Fringe, right? Annual, then Pando happened, comedy festival. Loads of people go up, and bars are open way too late. They're open way too late, and then one day you might find yourself walking home at 4:30 a.m. going, again? Not again. Athena, any advice? You've been up like a couple times.
Yeah, so the second time I went, I was pregnant. That's a great way to get yourself home early in the
Yes.
evening. So I recommend if you want early nights and you don't want to go out drinking.
I'll start working now.
But for real, like, it's very easy, I think, in Edinburgh to be like, have a sail and the wind just takes you where you want to go. Just take the sail down and just like be your own boat and just do your own thing. Like, a lot of people, sound like a mother, like, but a lot of people are like, oh my God, like, I'm just out every night. It's like, stay in your yard. Like, you can do that. And
go the fuck home.
I tell you right now, this is professional advice. Your manager, if you have one, is doing the networking. You don't have to be, no one is getting on the Apollo because they was throwing up in a bin at 3 a.m. on Princes Street. You know.
I've been doing it wrong.
I haven't said that. I've never thrown up in a bin and I've never done the Apollo, so now there's a connection. But I just sort of think that sometimes there's an intense pressure to kind of, all those comics are there, so I've got to be there. You can be in bed, being fresh for your show the next day. Do you know what I'm saying? So just like, that's what I would say. But obviously the crack is amazing and don't miss out on the crack. And as in like Irish crack, not rain in But
that always gets
just to
me.
clarify.
Yeah, when people say that, they'll be like, it's good crack. And I'm just kind of like, crack is dangerous.
Got it. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Crack will rip through your community. Ha, 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 ha. Kimo looked at the audience sternly, but also Beyonce-like. Shivani, you're a big radio babe. Can I ask you, what is it about radio, like as a medium, that you love? I'm not being like, why are you doing that? Because it's great that you're doing that. I'm glad that you're also doing this, but why are you doing that?
It's a good question. It's a good question. I've got to pay bills. I got bills to pay, and they were like, hey, we'll pay them.
But how does that happen? Because you used to be a physicist. What the fuck is a physicist?
Like science.
But what kind? Because that's not
really bad one.
That's not chemicals. That's not chemicals. Is that like that's what are they called?
It's
the
like
balls, the Newton balls.
A little bit like that. Yeah. It's like a little bit the balls. There's a lot on my course. There were actually a lot of balls.
Yeah. Ball-dominated industry.
Ball-dominated industry. I did physics at uni. And it was a good time. I had some fun with it. I had lots of fun with the boys on the course.
Boys on the balls.
And I kind of made my way through all of physics. So I was like, let's try something new.
I've conquered physics.
Yeah, I've done all of them. Yeah.
I am Newton's law.
Calculated the Hooke's constant of my bed springs, and then I was like, well, what else is that,
Yeah, of course. We've got some math nodes in the house tonight.
No, I did physics, and then I was like, actually, it's really hard. So then I realised I like talking about science, so I became a journalist for the BBC, and they don't love science as much as I thought they would.
Okay.
Yeah, they're kind of like wishy-washy with facts sometimes.
Shots fired. Pew, 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 pew.
They don't pay my bills anymore. And then I got into radio from that, from doing BBC stuff. I was like, hey, I can speak.
Yeah. So
Let me
how
speak
did you end up doing this?
I did a very niche thing called science comedy. Any math nerds in the room, you'd have a great time.
I was just pretending.
yeah.
I was cosplaying as a math nerd. Do I need a pocket protector if I'm going to cosplay as a math nerd?
Pocket protector.
You don't have them here?
Okay, so...
We know all about pocket.
Yeah, you didn't know
Do you know
about
what
protecting your
that is?
pockets?
What's a pocket
Maybe you
protector?
guys aren't smart.
Is it contraception?
How the mighty have fallen.
Can I tell a very quick IUD story? It's so quick.
Of course, let us in.
I had a C-section 18 months ago, and when you have a C-section, you're conscious. It's actually major surgery, but you're conscious. And just before they sewed me back up, swear down, the surgeon was like, "Oh, do you want me to stick an IUD in there whilst I'm here?" Like he was just lying around.
Yeah.
And then I just remembered that. It was so funny. I was
it's
like,
such a-
I had to make a decision. I was like, no. Just take the baby out.
That's what a pocket protector is. That's crazy.
Is that
That's what that is. That's exactly what that is.
if that is what a pocket protector is, then yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
and I
you need-
should
yeah,
have one.
yeah.
That's such an insane thing to say to someone, as
it
if
mad?
like the trek to your cervix is so stressful and long that the doctor couldn't make it a second time. While I'm here, would you mean while I'm all up in your shit?
It's like when you take your car in for a service and they go, "Oh, might as well change your oil in it." Like whilst I've got the bonnet open, it's like a little spark plugs might be changing. It was super. It was super funny.
Oh my God. So this
yeah.
country really wants people to not have babies, and my country is obsessed with making people have babies. Where's the middle ground? How did you get into comedy, Athena and Katie?
I was just like, I had a professional job and I did really well in it, thank you. But it was like, I got to a point where I was like, I can't get any further in this. Black people in this country, basically, if we want to get somewhere and have fewer obstacles, sadly, is sport and entertainment. And I was making people laugh for free. I was going into these fucking places every day and making people piss their pants. And I was, actually, I was getting paid quite well, actually. But not for making people laugh. So I thought, okay, let me see if I'm good at comedy. And then that could help me, and then that could be a realistic option for me. It was genuinely that deliberate. It was like, I'm just tired of this shit.
Yeah.
How can I get ahead in a country where...
I'm too fucking hilarious every day.
But I've been doing it for
That's
10
so
years
true
now.
that people
so
would be like,
it's a long time.
if you want to say that black people are so oppressed, look at these people and these people. I would be like, oh, do you mean there's athletes and singers? Phenomenal.
But I shouldn't be here. I should be in a council with, 30 years service under my belt, looking forward to a healthy pension. Do you know what I mean? I shouldn't be here. This is not a success story. And not everyone else is going to have the luxury of being able to, I can't sing for shit. I can't play football. Like, there's this real mad statistic that, 20% of the Premier League comes from South London, and that's black men. That's not the right percentage. But black men from South London are massively represented in the Premier League. That's a good thing. That means opportunities are so low for black boys in this country. They dream about something they have a tiny chance of success in. Don't look at the successful ones. Look at all the people whose dreams failed. The ones that are left behind, right? So I'm here for that terrible reason. But mainly, but also I'm trying to be constructive with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here.
Yeah.
But it is, but that's what I thought. I had to get out of the job I was in, man. It was just, it was killing me. Not literally, it was fine. But I thought I could do something else whilst I'm on this planet. Why not?
I hear you.
Yeah.
Hey, having a good time. Glad you're here.
Thank you.
What about you, Katie? Why you do this?
I just was doing an acting class and someone said, "You're not really good at this, but you." I'm so bad. But they said you should try stand up, so I just did it ever since. Really.
I hear you.
I can't act. I did a commercial audition maybe a few weeks ago. And I'm like, I don't do this. I'm like, why am I doing this? And I had to do the Zoom callback. And they're like, okay, act excited. And I was like,
yes.
then they're like, okay, do that again, but act excited, but without your mouth open. And I was literally like, I don't understand how I'm supposed to act. So I don't act ever. It's just not.
That's so funny. Thank you guys for sharing, and thank you so much for being here. Another round of applause for Katie Green, Shivani and Athena Kugblenu. Right.
Oh, what a lovely time. Honestly, it makes me so happy to be able to bring together comedians at different places in their comedy journeys and like present them to you. So I hope that you're having a lovely time too. The incredible comics you've heard all have projects that you can enjoy and support. So please follow them online. And if you've liked listening to the podcast, tell a friend. And I, for some reason, haven't mentioned this on any previous episode, but Fuck It Up also exists in America. So if you are stateside and you would like to support or maybe go to a show, we put on shows in New York. So you can find out more information about that at fuckitupcomedy_NYC. The Fuck It Up podcast is brought to you by the Femmes of Color Comedy Club, which is international, honey. The House of the Guilty Feminist, and is a part of the ACAST Creator Network. And I hope that you're loving on yourself because boy, is it a challenge.